Tonight's show will feature the story of Asiki Ayume. We will hear about his childhood in Sudan and his experience with war and conflict in that country. But first, we will explore the extreme sport of cliff jumping. Participants in the sport find it an exhilarating pastime, but others have seen a darker side to the sport. Here in the studio, I have our correspondents Kip Lassard and Veronica Miracle, and a special guest, Corey Rathgeber, to discuss his passion for the sport. Welcome, Corey.
Good to be here.
Good to see you. Kip, I understand you have some questions for Corey regarding cliff jumping.
This is true, Alex. How you doing tonight, Corey?
Doing well. Doing well.
All right, so I understand that you've made some homemade films on cliff jumping that have become a sensation on YouTube. How did these videos start?
Well, originally, I started my own film company, Rathgeber Films. And I was on YouTube one day, and I saw this cliff jumping video, and the filming wasn't that great, but the stunts they were doing were amazing, and it really caught my eye. And I actually ended up meeting up with these guys, and we started filming cliff jumping videos. So that's kind of how we got into the whole cliff jumping.
I like it. So why are these guys jumping? I mean, is it the rush? Is it girls? Is it excitement?
Well, that differs from jumper to jumper. A lot of times it is for the adrenaline rush, but you know, with the new sport, it's kind of like how far can we take this? What new tricks can be done? So yeah, it just really differs.
All right, so what goes through your head as you're essentially free falling for those 3 or 4 seconds?
Well, the feeling is amazing. I mean, if you can imagine free falling, you know, up to 90 feet in the air, it's really unexplainable, and you know, I think that too differs from jumper to jumper. It's just something you have to experience yourself, I think.
So do any of your guys ever back out of a jump, or is there too much pressure with everyone watching?
All the time. If you're not 100% confident that you're going to land your trick, then you back down, and everybody respects that, and it's how we roll. You don't want to get anybody injured. I mean, this is an extreme sport. You got to take extreme precautions. There was a time we drove 2 hours to do a jump, and the jumper wasn't 100% sure he was going to be able to land the jump, so we packed up and left, and everybody was cool with that.
So safety is first.
Safety is first, yes.
All right. So what are your thoughts on maybe combining alcohol in your sport?
That's the worst thing you can do. I mean, you don't want to mix alcohol with extreme sports, any extreme sport. Take surfing, for example. Do you see any professional surfers out there drinking and surfing? No, you just don't do it.
That's a good analogy, yeah. So with such a small margin of error in the actual jump itself, where do you cross that line between, you know, you're getting that rush or just plain stupidity?
There are many people that watch our footage and just say, wow, you guys are really stupid, you don't know what you're doing, you're going to kill yourself. In reality, that isn't true. We've been training for up to 4 years now, and you know, we started low and we worked our way up. We didn't just, you know, we didn't start high up. We didn't start 90 feet in the air, you know, doing gainers, letting our feet on fire, you know, etc. You know, it's a slow process that you have to go through, and it's just like any extreme sport: base jumping, snowboarding, surfing. I mean, you can't just, you know.
So essentially, practice makes perfect, kind of.
Practice makes perfect, yeah. Right. And like any extreme sport, the dangers are there. Yeah.
All right. So that's all the questions I have for you tonight, Corey.
All right.
I think we should check out your footage, though.
Sure.
Let's do it.
Matt? Ready? 1, 2.
No, hold on. Okay. You guys all going?
Okay.
1, 3, 2, 1.
Cliff jumping is an adrenaline-packed sport, but it is also dangerous. For Laura Lowe's boyfriend, it was the last thing he ever did. Here's Veronica Miracle interviewing Laura. This is her story.
Literally falling off bridges, jumping with potential of slipping and hitting a rock, failing to see what's below you as you fall from 35 feet or higher. Obviously, there's an element of danger, but what else is involved in this? Let's take a look at a different perspective from down below. This is Laura Lowe.
Brandon Mueller was my boyfriend. He liked to wakeboard, he liked to snowboard, his nickname was B-Ski. You know, his mom always said, I didn't think that this would be how it would happen. The day that it happened was July 5th, 2008.
He was one of 3 people to be injured at Lake Havasu that day.
Yeah, no, that's the thing. That's how he was, you know, live fast. Unfortunately, he lived a little too fast.
Laura and Brandon had traveled to Copper Canyon for the 4th of July weekend festivities. They rented a party barge and tied up with a bunch of boats on Lake Havasu, where all of Brandon's friends were that weekend. This was the last stop of their vacation before they were to head home. They had been drinking all day, and he backflipped from a 35-foot cliff without injury. After watching a girl jump from an extremely high point, he decided then that he wanted to tackle a jump from about 100 feet, according to Laura.
Then he turned around, and I thought he was actually going to come down. I was like, oh, good, changed his mind. But he walked back out. He did a backflip. He over-rotated, and he hit the water. It looked like he was touching his toes when he hit the water. I didn't actually see it, but because there was boats in the way. It knocked him out, knocked the wind out of him, his lungs filled with water, and there were scuba divers on the scene who were vacationing there just for fun. It's a great dive spot. And if they wouldn't have been there, we wouldn't have found him, I mean, for a while at least. And so he was down for about 5 minutes, I think. Yeah, about 5 minutes.
Brandon was airlifted to a Las Vegas hospital. After being kept in ICU for 3 days, he was pronounced brain dead. His parents made the decision to take him off life support, and Laura later said that they knew that he would never want to live that way.
Yes, it was the worst thing I've ever been. I went to hell and back, you know? I mean, beyond hell. Like, just the deepest, darkest place that I've ever been in my entire life. But to see the pain in a mother's eyes after she loses a child is just unexplainable. It's not only heartbreaking, it crushes you.
What is it that keeps people living on the edge and searching for the next cliff or bridge? Is it worth the risk to not only put your life in danger, but damage the lives of your loved ones? Are we conditioned to seek this? Is this an object influenced into our sights? Or is this personal? A drive that we're born with to seek the greatest highs at the expense of others who may experience the lowest lows. Whatever your high may be, make sure it's worth it.
Brandon was a very experienced cliff jumper. He did it all the time. He loved to do it. But he had never jumped there before. So it's the kind of thing where it's like, are you willing to take that risk to test it out and see? Yeah. You know, because yeah, it can be fun. It's 5 seconds of fun, but is it worth your life? I don't do the things like I used to do anymore. I don't drive too fast on the freeway. I don't go cliff jumping anymore, obviously. You know, I mean, people just need to understand that it's not just about the thrill. It's not just about you. It's not just about having your adrenaline pumping. I mean, there's people who care about you and who you will shatter their lives if you lose yours.